Coming up on Good Morning Texas.
Beating the winter blues.
Unwind with us.
And more movie madness.
All this and more coming up on Good Morning Texas. Good Morning Texas. For Wednesday, November 4th, I'm Joseph Stewart.
And I'm Mason Carroll. Thank you for joining us this morning after a long election night. But be sure to check out Texas News Channel's YouTube page in case you missed our election coverage last night. So, speaking of the election and everything, Joseph, did you vote?
Oh, yes, I definitely did. How about you?
Absolutely. Voting's so important, and we've got some stories talking about that. So, yeah.
Yes, we do. So let's go ahead and get into this week's trending topics. So, if you didn't know, on Monday, newly confirmed Justice Amy Coney Barrett officially began her duties as a Supreme Court Justice as she listened to case arguments with the rest of the justices on Monday. Due to the pandemic, the Supreme Court justices have been listening to case arguments via telephone since May, and they're continuing to do so for the time being. Although the format was different than tradition, Justice Barrett did receive an official welcome to the Supreme Court by Chief Justice John Roberts before they proceeded to hear case arguments. Justice Barrett did not participate in the decisions the Supreme Court issued on Friday. This was so she could be ready to participate in Monday's cases, in which one is related to the Freedom of Information Act and the other one pertaining to disability benefits for railroad workers.
Well, speaking of cases, I have another interesting case that hits a little closer to home. So, the 127,000 Harris County drive-through ballots will be counted.
Wow, regardless of who you vote for, I think that's a win to make sure those votes are counted. It would have been crazy if they weren't counted, you know?
Absolutely. I completely agree. So let me tell you a little bit more about the case. Republican leaders wanted to toss the 127 ballots because of the definition of structure. Texas law allows any stationary or movable structure in the general election. However, Republicans like Steve Toth and Steve Hotz argue a car does not fit the definition of a structure. Democrats argue that the drive-through voting location is being monitored in the same ways other polling locations are monitored. U.S. District Judge Andrew Haynes said the lawsuit lacks standing because it alleged a general harm that did not affect them. Biden's campaign said in a statement that this is a victory for voters across the country who are exercising their constitutional right to make their voices heard.
Yeah, wow. Such an interesting story. But in entertainment news, I have sad news to report, especially for all the James Bond fans of the world. Sean Connery, the Scottish actor who was well known as James Bond, passed away. This weekend, he was age 90. He was the first actor to play James Bond in the 1962 film Dr. No, and he starred as James Bond over the span of 7 films. Connery was also known for his roles in other films such as Indiana Jones, Highlander, and The Untouchables, which even won him an Oscar in 1988. He will be missed. You know, Mason, I remember when I was younger, my mom and I would binge watch James Bond movies all night long. I even played one of the games that came out on GameCube. Those were really the days.
That's so funny. I actually had my first kiss during a James Bond movie. So lots of interesting memories with James Bond. But let's head over from news to Arushi at the weather station. Arushi, how is this week's forecast looking?
Thanks, Mason. Fall is upon us, and as we enter November, recently we've been seeing sunny, clear skies and cool nights. And good news, the clear and sun-filled autumn weather is going to stick with us for the days ahead. And as we enter into the weekend, the sun will continue to say hello, and so you should say hello back. Don't forget your shades, though. Today we'll have a high of 77 and a low of 55. Temperatures will slowly increase on Thursday with a high of 79 and a low of 54. But they will slightly fall back on Friday with a high expected to be 78 and a low of 56. Fortunately, as we enter into the weekend, we'll have even more beautiful sunshine on Saturday with a high of 79 and a low of 63, and a high of 82 and a low of 65 on Sunday, while we feel more of the sun's warmth. That's it from me, live from the Weather Center. I'm Arushi Gadanti. Back to you, Mason.
Thanks, Arushi. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more Good Morning Texas when we get back.
With the holiday season steadily approaching, here at GMTX, we thought it would be a good idea to kick off the holiday season with a holiday-themed movie. And when we watch a movie, you know what that means, morning movie madness with R. Parker Fenton. Let's take a look.
Welcome back to another Morning Movie Madness. I'm Parker Fenton, and today the GMTX crew will be reviewing the latest Netflix release, Holiday. Holiday is a classic Netflix rom-com starring Emma Roberts and Luke Bracey, two holiday-hating singles who are looking for the perfect way to avoid awkward holiday family encounters. After a classic rom-com run-in at the mall, the two Scrooges decide to commit to being each other's platonic holidays, accompanying each other during every holiday to cut out the family confrontations and clingy relationships. I honestly really enjoyed this movie. Even though there were a few cringy lines and maybe some subpar acting, I found myself laughing out loud and rooting for the main characters to fall in love. I also thought, even though it followed a lot of the rom-com tropes, the concept was very unique, which makes this movie worth the watch. I give this movie 4 out of 5 hookums, so let's see what the rest of the GMTX crew has to say.
Hi, my name is Madeline Hayden, and I personally would give The Holiday 5 out of 5 hookums because it was just really cute. Emma Roberts does an awesome job, and it was super easy to get through, and I would probably watch it again.
Hi, my name is Erica Sykes, and I would give The Holiday 4 out of 5 hookums. It was such a good movie. It was actually funny for a romantic comedy, and it was kind of cringy at some parts, but I really liked it, and I'd probably watch it again.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Molina, and I personally rate Holiday 3 out of 5 hookums because I didn't really like Emma Roberts' character. I think she was kind of mean, but I think she did a good acting job.
It was really middle of the road, like any rom-com that's based around a holiday. It's no like Love Actually or The Proposal, but it's cute, so I'll give it 3 hookums.
I thought it was cute. I thought it wasn't too like cheesy or sappy, which I liked. So I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 hookums.
Let us know your thoughts on the film by visiting us on Instagram at GoodMorningTX. And for Good Morning Texas, I'm Parker Fenton.
As the days get shorter and shorter, we find ourselves inside more and more, which can affect many people dealing with seasonal depression, including myself. So I've come up with some tips to help you survive the winter blues.
Monday morning, we fell back an hour and also got an extra hour of sleep thanks to the ending of daylight savings. However, for many students, this isn't their best time of year because the days are shorter and also something called seasonal affective disorder. So, what exactly is that? Seasonal affective disorder is a form of depression that can occur at the same time each year, usually winter. Otherwise known as seasonal depression, it can affect your mood, sleep, appetite, and energy levels, taking a toll on all aspects of your life from relationships and social life to work, school, and your sense of self-worth, according to thehelpguide.org. This can be a problem for many students as that most of our classes are online and we are finding ourselves outdoors less and less. So, how do we combat this? Me personally, I have definitely dealt with some seasonal depression in the past, but thanks to these tips, I felt like I really got a hold of it last year. First, use that extra hour of sleep to your advantage. Since it gets lighter earlier, try getting up 30 minutes earlier and taking you time to do something you usually don't have time to do, like making your bed, doing some stretching, or whatever makes you happy. I also try to make a little time to do things on Sunday that will help with the rest of the week, like meal prepping and scheduling. It makes life easier when things can get hard. Low intake of vitamin D may also contribute to some types of depression, so I take vitamin D pills when the days start to get shorter. However, nothing beats actually going outside. So even if you can't get in that walk today, try taking your homework outside and just soaking up a little extra vitamin D. Lastly, it's so important to talk with your doctor or therapist about what works best for you. There are plenty of resources on and off campus, so check them out. So remember, take care of yourself. And for Good Morning Texas, I'm Mason Carroll.
We all have stress in our day-to-day lives, and it's important that we take care of ourselves when we are feeling especially tense. In celebration of National Stress Awareness Day, our Andrea Muniz shares with us some of her tips and tricks to de-stress.
Good morning, Texas. I'm Andrea Muniz, and today is National Stress Awareness Day. With everything going on in the world right now and 2 upcoming midterms I have this week for class, I am feeling a little bit stressed out, and I know I'm not the only one. So without further ado, I would like to share with you all some of the ways I take care of myself when I am feeling particularly stressed out. So the first tip I have is to drink some tea. My favorite is this stress relief tea, but I know there's plenty of others. Peppermint is also a good one, but really just sipping on your tea with some honey is really the best thing to do when you're feeling stressed out. My next tip is to light a candle. There's something about a candle that just really calms me down. And my next tip is to take a shower. It can really go a long way just feeling that water. So definitely do that if you're feeling stressed out. The next tip is to write in a journal. You know, write the good and the bad so that when you're going through a rough patch, you can look back and see what you've gone through, and really reflect and know that when you're stressed, it's not going to be the worst time and you'll get through it. My last tip is to play a board game or just hang out with family. It's really a good way to relieve stress and just have fun. For GMTX, I'm Andrea Muniz.
Don't go anywhere. We'll have more Good Morning Texas after the break.
Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. Since spooky season's over and we can start to focus on more fall festivities, and to do that, we're going to test our anchor's knowledge of the season, but with a twist in our segment, Slip and You Sip. So how the game will work is I will give our anchors a question, and if they get it wrong, their opponent gets the chance to steal the point. So for instance, if I go and give Joseph a question and obviously he gets it wrong, and Mason comes in for a steal, Mason gets to get the point and Joseph gets to sip. However, the gist of the game is if you get a question wrong, you have to take a swig of black coffee. So no pumpkin spice in this. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I want to inform our GMTX viewers that I am up 1-0 against Joseph, so...
But I still technically lead everybody in GMTX games, so...
I'm a different kind of breed, so...
Okay.
I hope this trash talk has got you excited, because it definitely has me excited. Let's go into the first question. Joseph, since you seem all pumped, let's start with you.
Let's do it.
How heavy is the heaviest pumpkin ever recorded in the world? A, 1,700 pounds, B, 2,300 pounds, or C, 2,600 pounds?
Something about 2,300 just speaks to me.
And you're wrong, Mason. Back to you. Let's go. I'm going to give you the answers again, okay? How heavy is the heaviest pumpkin ever recorded in the world? A, 1,700 pounds, B, 2,300 pounds, or C, 2,600 pounds?
I'm going to say A, just because I don't think a pumpkin can be that heavy.
Mason, you both are wrong. It's actually 2,600 pounds.
Drink
Bottom
up.
up, boys. Drink. That look sounds delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, don't worry. We have some more questions. Mason, your turn. In what city was the first Oktoberfest held? A, in Munich, Germany, B, in Berlin, Germany, or C, in Frankfurt, Germany?
I'm going to go with B.
Mason, so close yet so far away. That's an error. Joseph, this is your chance. Right now, 0-0. I'll give you the answer choices again. A, Munich, Germany, B, Berlin, Germany, or C, Frankfurt, Germany for the first Oktoberfest held.
I'm going to have to go ahead and say Frankfurt, Germany.
Joseph, you lucky dog, you're wrong again. It's actually Munich, Germany. 0-0. This is going to get interesting. Bottoms up. Let's go. I'm really enjoying anchoring this. This is fun. Sounds amazing. Okay. Liking that taste of black coffee, Joseph?
Nope, I like cream and sugar in mine.
Well, let's see if you get this question right. What state in the USA is home to the largest corn maze in the world? A, Iowa, B, Kansas, or C, California?
I'm going to say Iowa.
Joseph, again, so close yet so far away. Going to Mason for the steal. Again, Mason, 2 states, Kansas or California. Which one has the largest corn maze?
Kansas, of course.
This is a new record we're hitting here because you both got it wrong.
California?
So, bottoms up, drink up. It is California.
What? Does California even have corn?
Really?
We can talk with our producers about the facts, but this is what I have to tell you. Okay.
Oh man, this is getting worse and worse.
Mason, your turn. Let's see if maybe the tables can turn. Okay, here's the question. What makes leaves change to either a red or purple color? A, tree losing water, B, the sugar in the leaves, or C, the cold killing the chlorophyll?
C, the cold killing the chlorophyll.
You guys are really hitting a new record. Wrong. Okay, Joseph, your turn. Let's see. Is he going to really change it? Or this is going to be interesting. Okay, your choices. A, tree losing water, or B, sugar in the leaves that make the leaves change their color.
I'm going to say the sugar in the leaves.
Joseph, I'm so sorry to tell you that you are correct.
Yes!
Mason, drink up.
Yes!
Okay. Well, I guess that was it. That was our last question and finale. We've really hit a new record of keeping the audience at the edge of their seat. So,
Winner.
Joseph won 1-0. Mason, best of luck for the next trivia round. Anyway, that was very enlightening. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with more Good Morning Texas after the break.
Champion.